Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and we're back for our best of 3 weeks deck lists, and today we're going to be playing a blue-white wizard tempo list. Yes, it's coming back by popular demand with a different coat of paint, so if you haven't checked out the deck tech, be sure to do so. The link will be down in the description below, as well as the deck list as well if you want to build this yourself. But without further ado, let's get into the games and showcase the deck. Alright, on the draw we've got Nabarn, Teferi, and Exclusion Mage, so pretty decent hands to be fair. Can't go wrong. Let's see what we're up against. Watery Grave. Alright. Esper Control, yay! Well, we have our Teferi. The thing that makes this matchup so awful to play. So maybe we get some good stuff. Exclusion Mages don't look pretty good here at all, to be honest, but it's just a 2-2 for 3. We'll probably end up siding them out for something better. Counter spells, most likely. Oh, it's Grixis. Okay. Well, I kind of have to just play Nabarn on curve. This hand doesn't really give me many more options, to be honest, and the double ETBs just are non-existent with this hand anyway, so just a 2-1 for 2. Tapped Blood Crypt, and probably going to kill Nabarn if I had to guess. No. Interesting. Well, let's swing first, see what they do. I imagine they're holding up and removal, maybe? Yeah, Moment of Craving. The deck. Alright. Alright. Do I actually want to play Teferi then and draw a card off of his minus? We don't get value from that, of course, but could be okay. I'm just a little afraid of Bolus on 4 because I'm going to have to bounce it, which isn't really good. I think it's got to be Teferi, though.
You show remorse, I'll show
Target nothing, draw a card, hope for something better than a land. Of course, not the case. So this means our opponent's now playing at sorcery speed for whatever that's worth. If we draw counter magic, then we just win counter wars. Yeah, this looks like 4 mana Bolus. It's a really awful matchup, to be honest, because that's a creature that we want to be bouncing, and the ETB is just really grim. Let's go for the white. We've already got a double white anyway, so no biggie there.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Yeah, I guess it's just this. We do have an island that we can discard, so it's not the end of the world. Or maybe it's Exclusion Mage we actually discard here, because if we get Exclusion Mage plus Wizard's Retort, we can get the Nickel Bolus on the way back down again. Our opponent's taking their entire turn to do this anyway, so that could be good for us. Angrath's Rampage. Interesting. But now he doesn't have the mana to play the Bolus. Okay. Well, there's Deputy. That's our answer to Nickel Bolus. So that's pretty good. Alright, so I guess it's just slap down to Teferi again. Means that they can't respond to our Deputy Detention.
Excellent timing.
Same thing again, just take him down to draw a card. We got nothing we want to bounce with Teferi, most likely, so... God dang it! Ah! God, yeah, Ball Razor is so annoying. Okay. Yep, there goes Deputy Detention. Keeps it on top for the Surveil. And Bedevil on Teferi. Yep, it's not looking great. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna go with the Elite Guard Mage here. Hope for Wizard's Retort. I think that's the best draw. Dive down. Probably want to discard Glacial Fortress to Bolus then. So the rest seem quite useful. And it might just be another tempo swing. Oh boy. Well, a minus on Elite Guard Mage takes care of that Bolus. But they're not going for that. Okay. Well, get rid of the fortress in hand.
Wipe your bloodline. Let your weak
Yeah, I was hoping they'd mine us so we could
crumble.
dive down the guard mage, but wasn't meant to be. They just want to go with this bolus to block, I guess, which is smart.
But a drop of power.
I guess I'll play one exclusion mage so that we can pressure. Have the planes in hand to discard to bolus. Yup. Let's do the plains.
At the time, planeswalk.
It could have been a
Weakness
an
I
island,
cannot
actually.
exploit.
a tap land. Because now bolus comes down and makes me discard one of these cards in hand, and I guess I would have much preferred to discard the planes in hand to 4 mana bolus. And keep both exclusion mage and dive down open. Looks like they might be getting aggressive with their removal though instead of bolus, so we can actually respond to that. And now their bolus planeswalker looks like it might be dead unless they've got more removal. Disinformation campaign, okay. So yeah, they've lost their bolus and we've drawn a land. Oh no. That's really not good. Let's just look at their deck, because honestly I think this is going to games 2 and 3. It's all removal, really. So our spell pierces are pretty good. We need answers to Nicol Bolas. And we draw lands, which we might as well play, I guess. No attacks. We could still come back from this, but I'm really doubtful. Yeah. I think that's all I need to see, to be honest. Get rid of an island.
Conceivable. My schemes are never-ending.
Gonna play as a catacomb. Teferi's Time Twist. Okay. That's a card. The utility of which I'm not entirely sure how we want to proceed. So we could attack Bolus and then Time Twist the one that he blocks, and then it comes back on our end step with an extra counter and does whatever the thing it's supposed to do, so either draw a card or bounce Bolus. Or I could do it on their turn in response to removal, but I think it's land Bolus at the moment, so yeah, I think we need to do this and just Time Twist whatever he blocks. Hopefully he blocks the Exclusion Mage, to be honest, but I'm doubtful. Going in the Guard Mage. Alright, well, let's flicker it. Hope that we draw something nice off of it.
Yes, scratch it.
Land, and I'm in hell. Okay, concede. Lands, lands, lands. It is what it is, I guess. Okay, against this deck, we can Entrancing Melody a Bolus for 6 mana. It doesn't seem great. Teferi looks pretty good, though. Dovin's Veto definitely comes in. What else have we got? Silent Gravestone against 4 mana Bolus. So no Reanimator is useful, but that's about the only application for it, so I'm not sold. Spell Pierce could be good in the early game as well. It's a nice little bit of a tempo swing, but I think we really want to concern ourselves with 4 mana Bolus. And honestly, we might already have enough protection spells anyway. So what do we want to go down? Omen Speaker seems a bit weak. I could see the Time Twists being a little bit too much here. Exclusion Mage is honestly reasonable against things like Thief of Sanity. We really do need to be able to answer that as much as possible, so I think I want to keep those in. I think it might just be the Time Twists. Let's go 3 Portal, 1 Time Twist. And then I need 1 more cut. Which I think it could be Veto. And we have... because we have, like, basically a counter spell versus removal anyway with the Time Twists and the Portals and the Dive Downs, so we really only want the non-creature stuff like 5 mana Bolus, so maybe 3 Vetoes is actually pushing it in this matchup, and this should be a lot better. Sorry for the barking dog, by the way, guys. Yeah, I think that's probably what we've got to go with. I still need to be able to answer creatures. Unfortunately, the bounce is not the ideal way to deal with them in this situation. Going to be on the play. And yeah, I guess this is fine. It's not fantastic, but I mean, we can stop hand disruption on a veto being on the play. Protect Deputy from removal if we go after their bolus, potentially. Hallowed Fountain tapped. That dog's driving me insane, I'm so sorry, guys. Naban, okay. Well, play Naban. If they don't answer it, we can protect it with Dive Down. Again, though, it's probably going to be a 2-mana 2-1. Thought Erasure, okay. Well, we have a bit of redundancy. We can protect Naban with a veto and a Dive Down. And we've got double Deputy as well on whatever they play here, so it's pretty nice. Let's do Plains and Swing. And yeah, nothing to play with the Deputy, so I don't really want that value in my hand for now. I imagine it's just going to get Thought Erased or something. Disinformation Campaign. Okay. Well, we got a land to dump to that. Not ideal, but it's where we're at. And Teferi Time Raveler. I don't know if I actually even want to play that. We're just in a really awkward spot right now. I guess it's my best play, though. Not going to bounce the campaign for them, obviously. It's very likely to just get killed, but here we are. Guard Mage is discard fodder at this stage. 4-mana bolus. You know about the Deputy detention, so I imagine they're going after Teferi Time Raveler first. Yeah.
Should have seen that coming.
Augur. You know that's not bad, actually. Swing Wind Barn. Augur of Bolus. Look at 6 cards. See if we can draw 2 out of it. Whiff on 1. And a Time Twist for the other. Okay. Well, we've added to the board. We drew a card off of Bolus. Disinformation Campaign. Goodbye Guard Mage, I think. Or it could be the Time Twist, since we have the portal. Yeah, it's probably the Time Twist. Tap land and say go. Okay. Another Augur. Alright, we might be doing it. This is the kind of card advantage I'm looking for. We whiffed a little last time, so we should hit quite well this time. Wizard's Retort, that's a good one. Double Wizard's Retort, alright. We have Dive Down backup. If they don't play anything that needs countering, we have the next 2 turns covered. We also have Deputy. That's pretty grim. Well, we have Deputy on Disinformation Campaign with Dive Down protection, I guess. If we draw lands, yeah, alright. It could be a major blowout for us, though, but I think being able to protect with Dive Down and then follow up with Double Wizard Retort seems fine to me. So let's go for it. The worst thing that can happen to us is we lose, and we're pretty much on the brink of doing that anyway, so I'm just going to go for it and assume that this is a winning play. So what have you got? We obviously have to Dive Down the Deputy if they go after it. Bolus.
The immortal be called Bolas.
Well, they knew this was going to happen. So now they lose their Bolus. They lose their Bolus and we have counter backup. I don't understand that play at all. I would have ticked up and probably attacked my hand / my board state with the exile there, personally. Nickel Bolus, you know about this. Tap land and say go, alright. There's a Teferi Time Raveler. Swing for 1. We Teferi with Wizard's Retort backup.
I know my responsibility.
Draw a card, targeting nothing. Another Deputy, okay. Pretty good. Again, though, our hand can be shredded by losing to this Deputy, but I don't think they've got more than one removal spell anyway. I've got to go for this, haven't I? Otherwise I give them back double disinformation campaign. If they have removal or anything, which they didn't, then we were going to lose our stuff anyway. So let's do Guard Mage, draw a card. That's actually the worst draw of all time. It's the last thing I wanted to see. Swing for one. And say go. Looks like they got Ugin now. Okay.
We are but notes in a vast multiverse.
So Ugin minuses. We could portal and we discard 2, so we're losing our hand. Or we could let this go and we just lose 2 cards out of it. We kill Ugin, we deputy the campaigns again, or do we just leave them? I guess we just leave them. Yeah, okay.
So my plans do not include.
So this happens. It's not great. We go discard portal, discard planes, deputy on Ugin. Unless they've got something really good. Duress, whiffs. Good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna guard mage Ugin. And I think hold deputy probably. Something better than those campaigns. I just really don't want them surveilling it back, but now that we're empty-handed it really doesn't matter. Sacks a creature. Alright. Okay. Pick up.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Guard a deputy of the Ugin and hope they don't draw more removal, which, from what we've seen, is their entire deck anyway. Play the island. So there's an argument for playing the island, and there's an argument for not doing it. If we get Kasmina, then... Oh, they got 8. I could minus on the Azcanta, slow them down, draw a card, progress our board a little bit. That might be the best play, because I don't really want them having a flipped Azcanta. Yeah. Lose to Fairy.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Kasmina, there we go. That's some good stuff there. Make a token. Whiff like crazy. We're going to hold the land though for the draw and discard, because in case we draw something nice off the top, we want to be able to play whatever Kasmina draws for us. There's Azcanta. So we've tempo swung our opponent. We draw more lands, because winning is not for me. Go swinging, playing a barn, and yeah, just go empty-handed now. Kasmina's done her thing, so not much chance that anything goes there. So they need a board wipe, which is easy enough to find off of Azcanta, I imagine. They only really need Cry the Carnarium, even keeping Deputy around's not really good enough for us at this stage. Removal is also very expensive as well, so Kasmina is increasing the price of target removal by 2. So if they've got cast downs, they're going to cost 4 and leave them with 2 mana, and then they can't cast anything, so... Unless it is a board wipe, we have some protection. They do have... Well, if they went for the dispersal, we'd lose Kasmina. They would not actually get their Ugin back. Surveils a duress away, draws a card. This looks like a desperation dig to me. Disinformation campaign, and they can't afford to target my creatures. They can't afford a Cry of the Carnarium. And we've managed to close it out. Oh boy. on the precipice there. Why did we draw so many lands? We'll never know, but we got there in the end. And yeah, we're just going to run it on back. I didn't really see too much that I want to change there. We didn't see any Thief of Sanities, so Exclusion Mage doesn't actually look as good. I might want another Veto, perhaps, over an Exclusion Mage. Because it seems like it was mostly non-creature based there. So this actually might be a little bit better. We're on the draw, so Spell Pierce is a little bit better at protecting our hand from Thought Erasures as well. So I might want to bring those two in. Not sure what I'd want to bring them in over, though. It could be the other two Exclusion Mages, but maybe we're going down on too many creatures at that point. I could see Teferi's Time Twist or a Portal being decent. I think we'll try it like this. I think it might just be fine. I think Spell Pierce for us in this particular matchup is only really great if we have it in our opening hand, and we can't obviously guarantee that. Opponent goes first, we've got Veto and Teferi, so yeah, we'll take it. It's not great. I want a creature that I can pressure with. Kasmina down the line, though, could be okay. Hallowed Fountain go. And our opponent passes, which means we get to hold open Dovin's Veto. Pretty nice. So, Disinformation Campaign, get out of here. We also have lots of lands anyway, so it's not like it's actually a big deal if they do campaign us. Let's Teferi. Get that draw in.
This might be a bad idea.
3 mana drawer cards, never bad. In this particular deck. It's just enough of a tempo swing. And we get to keep our Teferi around as well. That's pretty sweet.
Don't worry, I got this.
Okay, so I think we just want to hold open Veto here. They don't have 4 mana Bolus because they would have played it. So they must be going after 5 mana Bolus, and I want to be able to counter it. We do have Deputy of Detention to take it away, but I'm not actually going to let them use any of the abilities if I can help it. So I think we're going to go Hallowed Fountain tapped. I don't really have to play around Spell Pierce. So I think this is a time to play that land. And I think they're going to go land Bolus. Or not. Ooh. Okay.
Here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing indeed. So now we have Deputy just as a 1/3 to pressure our opponent if we want it. I think I'd rather wait until Kasmina gets the minus with Veto open. So I think our opponent's playing a control game here that I'm hoping that I can win. I'm not afraid of going with the Deputy for no value since I do have the Portal to reset it and take whatever my opponent plays. So if our opponent plays a Bolus, I can flick a Portal and take it from them. But I won't be able to protect from that point. But this is kind of a big mana win-con play, so I think I'm going to pass, though. I think Kasmina Veto is just a little bit better. Got to remember as well that I win every single counter war as long as Teferi is in play. So our opponent with their counter spells in hand, not going to do a great deal. In fact, they're pretty much dead cards. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, so Kasmina. This is your time, I think. Kasmina comes down.
It's us or them.
Loots.
Every day is a new lesson.
We get in a barn. So I think it might be Portal to go here. We have the Wizard's Retort and the Veto. Both just hard counters in this particular case. So I'm not really going to need to flicker in response, and double Deputy means I'm not going to have to reattach. So yeah, I think it's Portal. Tick up to Fairy.
That's more like it.
Pass the turn. Search for his Canter. I'm going to let you have that because you have no graveyard. I reckon you're going to be dead before that actually does anything, and Teferi's Minus now has a target as well. So, if they were hoping to bait a counterspell, they have failed miserably. So bounce, search, draw a card.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I was really hoping for a land there, but Kasmina can still find one. Wicked.
Focus on what matters.
Okay. Let's do dive down, discard, since we have one, and 2 counter spells. We're gonna go on the barn now. And swing for 2. And pass the turn. Yeah. If our opponent plays 2 things, we get to double deputy. Ritual of Soot is getting immediately countered. I think the double blue's harder for casting the blue-white in this particular case. So let's get that out the way. And Search for Scanter, yep, you can have that. Gives us a target for deputy, so we can add to the board. Elite Guard Mage to draw 2. Gonna take it. Counter spells is all we're looking for here. Exclusion Mage. Okay, tick up.
This might be a bad idea.
Hit you for 6. And I think we hold Veto open for another Ritual of Soot. It's basically the thing that blows us out like crazy here. So, tap land is all we need. Pass the turn. We have Veto and Dive Down open. Opponent only 2 cards in their yard, so we're going to be able to bounce Azcanter again before it even comes close to flipping by the looks of things. Targeted removal costs a little bit more. So they're going to gain 4 and kill my Guard Mage. It has 2 legal targets, so Dive Down's not going to do it. I think we accept this and we just Exclusion Mage bounce the token. Our opponent does gain life, which hurts our tempo a little bit, but I think once we're in control, we don't really have too much of an issue. So, my turn. Alright. Exclusion Mage. Exclusion Mage. So, how many cards have they got in there? 3 at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why
Trust me, I have a plan.
they didn't mill themselves. Because that's clearly a good way for them to actually flip their Azcanter sooner. It would be ready now and I'd have to deputy it. As it stands, I'm kind of into the idea of deputy. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're going to be a little short, unfortunately, of dealing lethal damage here. I guess I do want to deputy. Yeah, deputy. Take care of Search for Azcanter. Play land, Veto, Dive Down. We're going to put them to 1. Ritual? No. Oh dear. This is close. If they've got another board wipe, we're in trouble. Removal is really expensive for them, except for Angrath's Rampage. Disinformation Campaign is fine. We discard, I think, the Deputy of Detention. Though it's a tough call on that one, honestly. Okay, my turn. Teferi's Time Twist. So that's board wipe protection. So we're taking them to 1. And we have a way to bring a creature back on end step and they won't be able to respond to it. I'm going to tick up Teferi here so that I have the minus
Here we go.
later. And I think we've got him. I think we've actually managed it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. There's still a full turn to go. That resolves. We will discard Deputy of Detention, I think. Dive down to protect a creature. Time Twist to bring one back. Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. So good. Get out of here. Grixis control. Well, What a doozy of a match. Yeah, I really felt that any bad move there would have just lost us the game. It was touch and go, especially in game 1. Really struggled against all those boluses. Being able to bounce them back is not something that we want to be doing, but yeah, we managed to tempo swing our opponent out, get the counters exactly when we needed them for the board wipes. Any one of those resolving would have been in a lot of trouble, so countering the right things was really important there. Not countering things in some cases also pretty much won us this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for some more content in the future. I really recommend checking out this deck. It is a hell of a lot of fun. I think it needs a few more pieces before it can become like tier 2, high tier 2 anyway. But honestly, I think this deck can fight with the best, to be honest. Thanks to, unfortunately, a poisonous friend over there. But, you know, it is what it is. We've gotta poison ourselves sometimes to get tolerant to them. Whatever. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.